welcome to my channel. My name is Karuna and my specialty is complex PTSD and the journey of transformation. A viewer recently asked, how can an empath make it in the world? How do we stay nourished and fortified and capable of carrying on when we see so many challenges in our world? I'm not going to focus on all the challenges. We know they're there. Instead, I'm going to focus on how you as an empath and I as an empath can carry on and contribute to our world. The first thing we want to accept is the natural flow of life. Everything changes. It is universal law. Everything outside changes. If we pit ourselves against this universal law, we suffer and we diminish our own power. The constant change of forms facilitates multiplicity, and life loves multiplicity. Let's get on board with the multiplicity and stop the tendency to resist the change that is constantly underway in our world. Allow these shifts in circumstances to support you in stabilization of your authentic self. Everyone has authentic self. You have an authentic self. I have an authentic self. Some people forget they have an authentic self and they cover it up with rigid beliefs and conditioning. And we've had our own authentic self covered up with trauma. Yet at our core, we each have an authentic self. And you'll notice how the shift in outer circumstances, sooner or later, it doesn't allow any corner for us to hide in anymore. We simply must come up to the threshold of the universal, the threshold of authentic self. And those outer circumstances, the pain, the shift, the suffering we find in the outer circumstances, it will push us through that threshold into the door of the universal, your authentic self. The third concept to consider is, what is asked of me as the empath? How are these outer circumstances teaching me? How are they helping me to grow? I found that many of us right now are asked to mature our empathy, grow our voice, and bring our voice to the world. I invite you to sit with this question on your own. How am I growing and learning from the circumstances in my life? How are the challenges in our communities, in our countries, and in our world? How are they asking us to transform, to learn, to come home to ourselves? We're known to have a heart as wide as the world. It's our superpower. We care so deeply. And in that deep care, we often make ourselves vulnerable. And on some level, we diminish ourselves in this vulnerability. Now is the time for empaths to balance heart with mind. If we're all heart, we might find ourselves constantly weeping at the situations we see in the world. Use the power of logic and deduction in the mind to support you, to balance you. I'll give you an example. Let's say you go to the park. You sit on a park bench, you're enjoying the day, the sun, the trees, the flowers, and then all of a sudden, a group of people come up and they're loud and they're vulgar. You're not enjoying yourself anymore. The heart part of you might say, oh, it's just a one big love world. I should be better than that, and I'll just sit here and enjoy the day despite the outer circumstances that are going on right around me right now. Instead, let's use the power of logic and deduction. You get up, you move to another end of the park, and you've balanced heart and mind. Importantly, this balance between heart and mind allows us to proceed in our world with compassion, heart, and intelligence, mind. That's powerful. You're powerful. The fifth bit of encouragement I'll give today is probably the most challenging. That word challenge that I just used, let's look at it. If you see circumstances as a challenge, it's fraught with some sort of desire or some sort of aversion, resistance. Empaths may speak to themselves in a way of, why can't we all just get along? Can't it just be a one big love world? And we suffer. When we see the circumstances before us as a situation, it is then free of desired outcome and free from the burden of resistance or aversion. Now we see the circumstances clearly as a situation, as a puzzle, and then we can proceed with what I just mentioned previously, caring intelligence, step by step, one situation to the next, one situation to the next. The deepest part of the empath's being wants to apply wisdom in the world. This is the way the empath brings full circle the care, the intelligence, and the action, putting things into action in the world. More than ever before, our world now needs empaths to apply wisdom, to act skillfully. You're a catalyst for change, I'm a catalyst for change, and I hope these 5 concepts help you further stabilize so that you can bring your knowledge, your skills, your wisdom to the world. I offer online private sessions, and I also have a meditation program that you can download on my website. If you like this video, please press the like button and subscribe to my channel. I always welcome your comments and your suggestions for future videos, and I will see you back on this channel very soon.